What is the ruling on finding money on the street? Is one allowed to keep it? All praise is due to Allah. If property goes missing from its owner, it has to be one of the following three scenarios. The first scenario: it's something to which most people would not attach much value, such as a whip or a loaf of bread or some fruit or a stick. In these cases, the person who finds the property may keep it and use it without having to announce it. The second scenario: animals that are unlikely to be harmed by small predators, either because of their size, such as camels, horses, cattle, and mules, or because they can fly like birds, or because they move swiftly like gazelles, or because they can defend themselves with their fangs like leopards. This is the category which it is haram to keep. These things do not become the property of the finder after he announces it for a year, because when the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, was asked about a lost camel, he said, "What has it got to do with you? It has its water, it can walk to find water, and it can eat trees until its owner finds it." This also applies to large implements such as big pans, wood, iron, and anything that can be left alone without getting damaged. Such things can hardly be lost and cannot move from where they are, so it is haram to take them, just as it is haram to take lost large animals, and in fact it may be more haram to do so. The third scenario: any other kind of lost property such as money, luggage, and any animals that need to be protected from small predators such as sheep, young camels, and calves. If the one who finds them can trust himself to not harm or damage these things, then it is permissible for him to pick them up. These things are of three types. The first type: animals that are eaten, such as young camels, sheep, and chickens. The one who finds these must do what is in the best interests of the owner, which may be one of three things. 1. He can eat it, in which case he owes the price of the animal straight away. 2. He may sell it and keep the price of it to give to the owner once he's claimed it by describing the animal. Or 3. He may keep it and spend on it from his own wealth, but he does not own it, and he can claim back what he has spent on it if the owner comes and claims the animal back. The second type: things that could become spoiled, such as watermelons and fruits. The finder in this case should do what is in the owner's best interests, whether this is eating it and paying for its value, or selling it and keeping its price until the owner is found. And the third type: all other kinds of wealth are not covered by the first two types, such as money and vessels. All of these must be kept as a trust, and announcements should be made in the places where people gather. Now for the important part. It is not permissible for anyone to pick up any kind of lost property unless he can be sure that he will deal with it properly and that he is able to make the necessary announcements, because the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings upon him, was asked about lost gold and silver. He said, "Know the details of the purse and the string, then announce it for a year. If no one claims it, then dispose of it, and it is like a trust in your hands. Then if the owner comes along someday, give it to him." The meaning of the phrase, "know the purse and the string," refers to the kind of purse or wallet that money is kept in and the way it's fastened or tied up. The meaning of the phrase, "then announce it for a year," is that it should be mentioned to people in the places where they gather, such as in marketplaces and by the doors of the mosque, etc. A year means for 1 full year. In the first week after it's found, it should be announced every day, because it is more likely that the owner will come in that first week. After that, it should be announced as often as is customary among the people. This was the method of announcing lost property in the past. Nowadays, people should make lost and found announcements in whatever way is appropriate. What matters is achieving the desired result, so one must do whatever it takes to return the property to its rightful owner. The hadith indicates that it's obligatory to know exactly what the lost property is. The phrase, "know the purse and the strings," indicates that it's obligatory to know what it looks like, so that if the owner comes and describe it properly, it can be given to him. But if his description is at odds with the true description, then it is not permissible to give it to him. The phrase, "if no one claims it, then dispose of it," indicates that the finder takes possession of the property after 1 year has passed and after announcing it, but he should not dispose of it before he knows exactly what it is, i.e. until he knows the purse and the string, and he knows its value, nature, and description. If the original owner comes along sometime later and describes it accurately, he should then give it to him, because the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "If someone comes looking for it someday, then give it to him." So, when property is found, the finder should not take it unless he is certain that he can be trusted to keep it and is able to make the necessary announcements until he finds the owner. Whoever does not feel that he can trust himself to do this is not allowed to pick it up. If he does pick it up, then he's like the one who takes something wrongfully, because he took the property of someone else in a manner that is not permissible, and because by taking it, he's causing the property of another person to be lost. If money or property is found in Al-Haram, Makkah, then it must not be picked up except by the one who wants to announce it indefinitely or to hand it over to those in charge of such things, because it is not permissible to pick up lost property except for the one who wants to announce it. The reason for this is that if the lost property is left where it is, its owner will probably come back and find it. Please share this video with your friends and family, as most Muslims are unaware of this ruling and are therefore at risk of sinning without even realizing it. Those who recommend a noble cause share in its reward. May Allah reward you for your efforts.